What's going on to make something like this happen? No, I've already decided that I'm not going to be surprised. That's right. It's no time for me to be surprised by something like this. Alright, let's talk to Akane real quick. Akane is twitching her nose like a beast, examining her surroundings. Hey, what happened?
Based on my gut
Well,
feeling.
you know, it's just my gut, but I feel like someone's getting closer. Huh? What do you mean? Who?
So,
I don't know, it's just my gut after all.
Just my gut.
But still, her gut is pretty impressive, for some reason strangely intuitive. And Monokuma did say something about the main cast coming. It's surprising, but her guess may be correct again this time. Okay, so we're looking for a room where we are allowed to enter. And that's not it. This door is not it either. Neither are those. Neither is that. Or that. Or this. So I guess we go this way. It's the blue room, maybe? Oh, there's a door right here. Music. Do you have anything on the other side? I guess not. Well, let's go in and check. Music room. This looks like the music room. I feel like I can see something strange. Yeah, that's pretty strange. I'll give you that. Hologram. I wanna check for Monokumas though. Hanging Monokumas? I guess not. Monokuma playing a piano? I guess not. What is this? What's a floating in the air? This is like a hologram, right? Floating letters are forming a sentence. Looks like a passage from an email. Regarding the report you gave the other day, we have obtained information. A person who claims to be a survivor of Hope Speak Academy. Upon further investigation, there are a total of 15 survivors. You may be wondering about the number of people, but at this time, if they're survivors of Hope Speak Academy, it's possible they may be targeted by the ultimate despair. We believe we should acquire them and place them in our care as soon as possible. Though I don't believe the group can go that far without Junko Enoshima rallying them. In a worst case scenario, we must prevent a repeat of the killing school life. Also, if they are survivors of Hope Speak Academy, we should expect them to be quite valuable to us. However, we're still investigating the details of their origins, and we haven't located them either. We will continue investigating this matter. Also, regarding a separate matter, we have received a report from the research facility on Jabberwock Island. Preparations have been completed. It seems we can proceed with the experimental phase of the Neo World program. Survivors of Hope Speak Academy, 15 students. Is that about us? Excluding Chiaki, who was part of the Future Foundation, there were definitely 15 of us, but what does survivors mean? It's like they're talking from some other world. What happened outside Jabberwock Island? If the biggest, most awful, most tragic events in human history is really true, then the world isn't normal anymore. Maybe. I'm starting to feel like we might be better off not remembering the memories we've lost. So this is probably a message from the Future Foundation, right? So the Future Foundation was actually trying to save us. Monument? Looks like some sort of monument. Why would there be a monument in a music classroom? It's not just that, the mark engraved in the monument is a symbol of the Future Foundation, right? Below that symbol, there's a short passage engraved. To combat the biggest, most awful, most tragic events in human history, the graduates of Hope Speak Academy were among the many who established the Future Foundation. Huh? The Future Foundation was established by the graduates of Hope Speak Academy? Aren't they known as the World Ender? This is completely different. Monokuma, he completely made it up! Future Foundation's origins? I guess it's all the clues in this room. It's finally confirmed. The Future Foundation is on our side at least. They were founded by the graduates of Hope Speak Academy and they took us in to protect us. But if that's true, Chiaki should have made that clear to us. Oh, as long as Monokuma was around, she probably couldn't say anything carelessly. Monokuma, if he's the Future Foundation's enemy, then his true identity must be their ultimate despairs, who caused the biggest, most awful, most tragic events in human history. The ones who are carrying out the will of Junko Enoshima are making us go through this. Also, this caught my attention in the email too. What is this research facility on Jabberwock Island mentioned in the email? What's that about? The only future foundation facility we found in the ancient ruin? There's no way that's the research facility. If that really is a research facility on this island, there should be all the future foundation members here. Somehow, there's still so many mysteries. I don't think we can examine anything else here. Oh, the piano, I guess. It's a very nice looking grand piano. It might be very valuable. Ibuki might have been able to play this. It's just a surveillance camera and a monitor. Alright, so we out. That was the music room. Let's look for another room. Can't enter any of these. Or these. Or any of these. Oh, is that open? Headmaster. No, it's not open. Is this open? Oh, it is. Office. Let's go in. This feels different from a classroom.
Maybe.
It's probably the office, right? I mean, the room kind of has a stuffy teacher vibe to it. The office, huh? Now that you mention it, it does look like that.
Well...
More importantly, have you seen Miss Sonia? I don't see her anywhere. How much longer is this guy gonna be obsessed with Sonia? Give it up already. I know, right? Okay, so... before we investigate the things, the important stuff, I'm gonna look for Monokuma dolls under the up. Well, that's way more visible than I expected it to be, but sure, I'll take it.
Huh?
Hidden Monokuma.
Are you serious?
Alright, I guess we can start investigating now. Blackboard. There's something written on the blackboard. It's written here. List of subjects is written on the blackboard in large letters just below that. Are names I've seen before. Hajime Hinata, Chiaki Nanami, Kazuichi Soda. Yeah, there's all of us. An extremely overwhelming portrait is hanging from the wall. I feel like I've seen this before, but the name etched in the placard says Hope's Academy founder Izuru Kamukura. The founder of Hope's Academy, and his name is Izuru Kamukura. Doesn't this clearly contradict the information I obtained earlier? And it's another mystery. The Academy's founder. Newspaper? There's a newspaper posted on the blackboard. Below that, Hyoko Sayonji is written there. What is this newspaper? Newspaper? Newspaper. She's much older. What is this? It says Miss Hyoko Sayonji. This can't mean the same Hyoko, right? I mean, the Hyoko we knew. She was a much smaller and looked more childlike. It's pretty much her defining feature. But the photo in this newspaper... In a way, I can see the resemblance to Hyoko, but her height and figure... It's too different from the Hyoko we knew. What does this mean? Huh? This lady looks pretty mature. Is she Hyoko's older sister or something? Oh, it says Hyoko Sayonji here. Well then, Hyoko has an older sister with the same first and last name. An older sister with the same first and last name.
I mean...
that's the only explanation, right? I mean, look at it for yourself. That's not Hyoko. But did you ever hear her mention an older sister?
Man...
It's not like I was close to her or anything.
Wrong!
She doesn't have an older sister. Hyoko is the Sayonji's family's only daughter. If she doesn't have a sister, then a relative? I assume too much of a resemblance.
What are you
That's
saying?
Hyoko. Huh?
Of course not!
What are you saying? Hyoko doesn't have a curvy body like this. I mean, she was very famous for her childlike figure. She got away with all sorts of crap for looking like that.
Well...
I don't know what to tell you. Maybe she had a growth spot? What are you saying? She's already dead. There's no way she could have had a growth spot.
Today,
Well, regardless, all the clues are provided are true. If they weren't, it wouldn't be fair.
what's going on?
What the heck is this? This is the truth? This is the truth, then the Hyoko in the newspaper. is he really saying this is the same person? That's impossible. I mean, how can that be a photo of a grown-up Hyoko when she's already dead? Why does this even exist?
Hey, hey.
Could it be related to the list of subjects over there? Huh?
This is bad.
If it says subjects, maybe it means there was some kind of experiments, right? Did the experiments change Hyoko's body? What am I saying? Just saying out loud makes it sound messed up. What experiment? If it's some kind of experiment, it would mean we're also test subjects, right? I mean, our names are also written on the blackboard under the list of subjects. What kind of experiment was it?
What's going on?
What's going on? It's better not to have anything to do with time travel. Got grease on my keyboard, panics. Oof. Every time I'm gonna have like cereal, I always end up spilling milk on the keyboard. I hate it. I guess that's all. Flowers. Flowers on top of the desk. Plus they look strange to me. Are my eyes just tired? Well, there's another email. There are letters floating in the air, like the music room from earlier. Looks like a passage from an email someone wrote. I think it's the same one from earlier. Guess I should read it. We understand this matter regarding the survivors. In order to safely acquire them, please do your best and continue your investigation. However, you must exercise extreme caution concerning the remnants of despair. Even though they have lost Junko and Oshima, the fact remains that they are incredibly dangerous. Even after her death, the tragedy has not ended. Perhaps there's still a leader on par with Junko and Oshima. As long as we do nothing about the remnants of despair, we'll not be able to end this incident. For this reason, the remnants of despair must be immediately eliminated once they are discovered. Everything's for the sake of a shining future. Immediately eliminated? Does that mean this is an order to kill them? That doesn't sound peaceful at all. I guess that's understandable. If the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is as terrible as it sounds, it's pretty much all-out war. If the remnants of despair are the one waging that war, there's no way they will be forgiven that easily. Remnants of despair. Well, is that gonna be Nagito? The remnants of despair? Okay, with this, you've totally raised all the flags on this floor. Congratulations, Hajime. You shall now go to the next stage. Next stage. Alright, let's go. Old building, 3rd floor. Damn, it's not again. The hallway is different from last time. I guess when that flag Monokuma mentioned is raised, I moved to a different hallway than last. But how can he do that? Now's not the time to be confused by that. Thinking about it is just going to waste my energy. Okay, let's go. So let's look around. There's nothing here. Physics. The door is like not there. Oh, it's locked. Interesting. Let's go back to the main hallway. Anybody gonna be here? Maybe, maybe not. This is blocked. Art. Interesting. I guess we go here on this hallway. Oh, there's a door there. Recreational room. There's a billboard table, a dartboard, and a shelf lined with magazines. It's hard to think a room like this actually exists inside the school. Especially like the floating stuff, right? Okay, there's a file. Let's check it. It's a file with Hope's Big Academy seal on it. It says confidential. It means it's a big secret, right? Why would an important document be here? Why am I even asking a question like that? Obviously Monokuma is responsible. Anyways, I need to confirm what's inside the file. About the Hope Cultivation Plan. For many years, Hope's Big Academy has conducted rigorous research into various talents. The Hope Cultivation Plan seeks to use the fruits of our labor to further our true goal. With our hands, we will birth the true hope that will bring hope to the entire world. Truly, the program is the next innovation in providing the ultimate education. This plan has been the Academy's wish since its foundation, so we must succeed at all costs. What followed was a series of detailed instructions and intricate orders. It was full of difficult technical terms, and I had no idea what any of them meant. However, the word true hope left a strong impression on my mind for some reason. The Hope Cultivation Plan was created for the sake of birthing true hope. Hope Speak Academy was behind something like that. I don't really get it, but there's something about these words. True hope, huh? This is pretty much like my old school, especially all the glitch shit going around. Like the floating billiards. What, you gonna say you didn't have floating billiards in your school? Or did you study in the 20th century? Every school nowadays has floating billiards. It's just part of the course. Sofa. It's a nice fun looking leather sofa. It looks like it'll be comfortable for anyone to sleep on. Oh, there's a very important clue, isn't it? Magazine. There's a lot of different magazines here. Fashion, motorcycle, martial arts, sports, computer, travel. It's even a magazine about cameras. My hero would have been happy to see this. Okay, sure. Dartboard. It's a dartboard, but still that's cool, right? Or did Monokuma just randomly make up this place? I started going to school. We still had chalkboards, but eventually we got offensive whiteboards. Same, to be honest. Oh, I had chalkboards up until middle school, I think. Or, like, through fundamental school I had chalkboards. But then in middle school we had the whiteboards that I used the special pens for. This hologram again. What does this one say? Looks like another email passage. Regarding the report we gave you the other day, we have finally succeeded in acquiring them and have placed them in our care. Though they were all dispersed, we were successful in acquiring all 15 of them. Due to the fact that we are unable to ask them about specific details, it is unknown how they managed to survive the tragedy. It's been reported that some are wounded, so it seems that they've survived under harsh conditions. Wait 1 second. Whiteboards are so much better. Yeah, they're nice because I have a lot of allergies, so the chalkboards were like not very good for me. It's like anytime I would use them and I had to clean up, it just made me like have allergies for the rest of the day, so that sucked. Oh, anyway, so over the course of our detailed investigation, we've determined that they're the same age as the others. So we've decided to entrust them to the survivors of the killing school life. Those are the survivors of the first game, right? As for the remnants of despair, there are still no solid leads regarding this matter, and we have no new information to report. We will continue the investigation. Once they are discovered, we shall eliminate them immediately. Everything is for the sake of a future filled with hope. So that might be why Nagito is the only one who was like dead on the island, is because he worked for the remnants of despair? I'm not sure why the other people weren't dead though. My schools barely had computers, bunch of rural countryside schools. My school also didn't, I don't know, they had computers, but they were like very old computers. They were never anything modern or crazy, so we mostly still relied on a whiteboard and just writing things down on our notebooks. The old good stuff. Not anything crazy modern like students using tablets or anything like that. It says here that they succeeded in acquiring them and have placed them in our care. That means we should have been protected by the Future Foundation, right? Then why is this happening? If the Future Foundation was protecting us, why were we forced to kill each other on this island? Well, I guess it's not possible the Future Foundation set this all up.
What's this?
My school had those big computer screens though. It's funny because in my school, we actually in my house, we took forever to get a LED TV or plasma TV or whatever. Any of the like modern flat screen TVs. We had a CRT for long. And also the computer, we also had a CRT monitor for very long. And it took me like forever. I was like a grown-up teenager, I think like 15, 16? 14, 15, something like that, when I got my first non-CRT monitor. And it's funny because in my school, it took them even longer to switch the CRT monitors for like flat screen monitors, so that's pretty funny. It's not rural though, but I guess it's Brazil, so what do you expect? Things are very expensive here, especially electronics. My, Hajime, if you keep worrying like that, you're gonna get a toothache and collapse. It's your fault. What is this hologram thing anyway?
Hey,
It's exactly what it looks like. They're Future Foundation's emails. I thought they made up the perfect clue, so I did a little bit of hacking here and there to get them. You can even do that? Whoever's controlling you seems to possess many talents.
No.
Well, who cares about me anyways? It's not important at all. There's no way that's not important. It's your identity should connect everything to what's happening right now. We can't check the billiards, actually. Or the clock, so I guess that's it in this room. I grew up basically in a forest. There were 5 houses in the little village total. And everyone in there related to me. Yeah, I did grow up not in a big city, but in a city. I mean, I guess it is one of the biggest cities in Brazil, so... I guess it is a big city, but... Still not a very rich city, though. Looks like I'm in a different hallway again. I'm pretty much used to it by now, but even so... What is this space? Am I dreaming of something? I mean, this is totally disconnected from reality. Okay, so we are on the ceiling now. That's cool. There's a Kane right there. She's a glitch now.
It smells.
Sounds cool, actually. Always wanted to spend maybe a few days in a village with phone and games and internet. There's not really much of a village life if you have a phone and games and internet, but... It's close. It's very close. Someone's coming. Akane is switching her nose and examining her surroundings.
Based on my gut
They're definitely real close. At least that's what my guts are telling me. Then answer this with your gut. Is it an enemy or an ally? Let's see. My gut feeling is... They're both.
Yo.
He's right. They're both. Both? What do you mean?
You.
I don't know any details. It's just my gut after all. Well, that's true, I guess. Okay, so we need to find the next area to go to. Definitely not here. Or there. Or here. Well, are we on the 2nd floor? Seems like it. Cool. Well, we can't access any of these rooms. My mother, me, and my siblings in one house. My grandparents in one house. My uncle, his wife, and his children. My cousins in one house. My uncle's wife's sister and her boyfriends in one house. My grandfather's brother and his wife in one house. It was a bit peculiar looking back at it. But at the time it felt totally normal. It's a bit weird, yeah. But I guess that's how small villages go, I guess. It's kind of funny though that you had like a small village like all for yourself. That's pretty cool. My scores had times where it randomly flipped out upside down. Getting nostalgic. Topsy-turvy town. This is the library. It's supposed to be a library. Monokuma probably left something here too. I should hurry up and find it. Okay, but first, before we find the clues... We want to find the Monokuma dolls. It doesn't seem like there's any here. Yeah, doesn't seem like it. Okay, so just... That's the email. That seems like that's the only thing we can interact with, actually. Just hologram again. It must be another one for the Future Foundation's emails. I should read it. There's no doubt it's another clue. To Future Foundation's 14th Division, Makoto Naegi. Where are you guys? What are you doing right now? Well, you're doing a serious act of treason. Do you understand? Why are you protecting the remnants of despair? It should be abundantly clear to you how dangerous it is to keep these people alive. Stay calm and think about this carefully. You guys are being lied to. Think carefully about what's important to bring the light of hope to the world. The 6 of you joined the Future Foundation because you agreed with our ideals, right? The Future Foundation rescued you from the tragedy you survived and cooperated with recovering your memories. So she's probably talking about the survivors of the first game. Immediately return the remnants of despair to our headquarters. Unless we eliminate them, the tragedy will never end. Everything is for the sake of a future filled with hope. What does this mean? Simo suggests that someone was trying to let the remnants of despair escape. Is that Nagito, the remnant of despair? This email is addressed to Makoto Naegi, but he's with the Future Foundation, right? Then why was he trying to protect the remnants of despair? Did he betray the Future Foundation? Email to Makoto Naegi. Doesn't seem like there's anything else here that we could interact with. Guess we're just gonna leave. I asked my grandmother once how long our family had lived in the village. She counted backwards like 5 or 6 generations. Wow, that's crazy, actually. It's kind of cool though, because I mean, you kind of like know the story of your family, I guess. I don't know. A lot of the story of my family is kind of lost because my family had been like immigrants. We immigrated from like France, Italy, and Portugal. So I don't know much about like the backstory of my family, I guess. So kind of right there. There must be another room where we can go into because the library didn't have a lot in it. Let's keep moving. Oh, there's another room right here. 2B. Let's go. My school library had manga. It was rad as fuck. Actually, I think in my school we also had manga. But only when I was older. Not like the middle school library had manga when I was out of middle school, when I was in high school. But I remember them getting manga in that though. That's pretty cool. Did I walk into a classroom? I don't really get it, but this looks like the laundry room. There's no use worrying about it, but I was in the school and now I'm suddenly in the laundry room. Oh, I see the Monokuma door right there.
No.
I didn't even know what manga was back in elementary school. I started reading manga actually in elementary school. I think when I was 9, I read my first manga. And when I was like 12, I bought my first manga. Because I used to read from my friend. Actually, the first manga I read, I think it was Dragon Ball. I'm pretty sure it was Dragon Ball. And then I read Rurouni Kenshin and Cardcaptor Sakura. Those were the first 3 mangas I've read. And the first one I bought was Evangelion. It's pretty interesting. I don't think there's anything we can interact except this, I guess. In high school, I got Tokyo Ghoul and Hunter x Hunter. I've never actually read either of those, to be honest. I know Hunter x Hunter is from the same maker of Yu Yu Hakusho, and I've read and watched Yu Yu Hakusho multiple times, but I never actually checked out Hunter x Hunter, which I know is very good. Everybody compliments it a lot, but I don't know. Guess one day, maybe. This looks like a tablet computer. It looks like the power is on too. This is the next clue. Picked up the tablet and immediately started examining it. Neo World Program. Neo World Program. This word, Neo World. Neo? I guess I should say Neo World. I seem to recall hearing it and seeing it a few times already. The Neo World Program has another name. Psychotherapeutic Communication Simulator. The Neo World Program is built with the most recent psychotherapy technology and administrative software to develop the Neo World Program. Individuals such as the Ultimate Programmer, the Ultimate Neurologist, and the Ultimate Therapist were among the many talented people whose research results were utilized. By mounting a device to the cranium, the Neo World Program allows the subjects to experience a synthetic virtual world. Additionally, the Neo World Program has another feature. It can replace memories formed in the real world with information contained in the synthetic virtual world. Therefore, it's possible to undo trauma sustained in the real world through the use of the virtual world. However, this device is for psychotherapeutic purposes only. Any other use is expressly forbidden. Though it is highly effective in treating brainwashing, abusing the device risks total personality destruction. Thus, extreme care must be exercised when operating this program. So it seems like maybe our entire life in the island was a virtual reality. Slowly, everything around me turned black. Synthetic virtual world program. Feeling of emptiness, like everything's been tainted. Feeling of weakness, like the world's collapsing beneath my feet. Everything starting to feel meaningless. The desperate attempts, the sad goodbyes, the conflicts, the trust I felt until now. All disappearing until all I feel is despair. Ah! I screamed loudly as if I was confirming the sound of my own voice. There's no way I can accept this. I'm starting to accept that there's no way something as crazy as this actually exists.
Nice!
You gotta raise the flags more in order to clear my character route. Now then, despair is waiting for you. Impossible. This is impossible. It's all made up. Everything is all made up. Made up, including me too? Your world program. There we go. I don't think there's anything else here. Might as well leave. True downside, I guess, is that none of the current generation, i.e. mine, really wants to live that far out of the countryside, because there's literally nothing there. Not even a bus stop. So it might end up being deserted unless we eventually return to our family home as we get older. I mean, that's understandable though. Hey, how are you doing? Did you enjoy the killing school trip? By the way, do you guys remember the speech I made at the beginning? From this point on, I promise you a word that truly deserves to be called a game. Boo! You guys are the only ones watching this who can save them. The end of the world is nigh. What you gonna do? What's gonna happen? Isn't it exciting? Isn't it heart-throbbing? Look forward to it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was one of the first mangas I read after Dragon Ball. I think I was about 14. That was about the time I started watching anime too. I mean, I watched Pokemon before, but I don't really count that. Actually, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was on the first... Nah, I wouldn't say one of the first animes, but I did watch it a lot when I was around 14, 15. Even younger than that, I think like 12, 11, I started watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, I remember clearly being like 10? I remember clearly being like 10, 11 years old. I remember, do you know the Dark Magician Girl, the card? I remember experiencing gender dysphoria when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old. Just because of that card. I remember being like, God damn it, I wish that was me when I was like a kid. It's like crazy. I always grew up with that feeling. It's really interesting. Looking back at it. Anyways. But I've experienced gender dysphoria before also from all this stuff. But I remember specifically the Dark Magician Girl from Yu-Gi-Oh! Was one of the things that triggered me the most. Anyways. I used to play like Yu-Gi-Oh! RPGs with my friends. And I would always play the Dark Magician Girl as my character. This hallway. When we first arrived here, I walked down this hallway from the classroom to get to the gym. I don't really see a resemblance, but... yeah, it's all messed up, isn't it? Doesn't seem like we can go into those rooms. Or this room. It's the nurse. Tokyo Ghoul is my favorite manga of all time, and the anime offends me. I haven't watched the anime or read the manga. But I've read good things about it, though. I have friends who really like it. Oh, that's Sonia right there.
Well?
Are you familiar with the placebo effect and the nocebo effect? The placebo effect is when your health improves after taking fake medicine that you believe is real. And the nocebo effect is the exact opposite, which means as long as the human brain controls all the bodily functions, if the brain believes something is real, it will become real. Why would you bring that up all of a sudden? Huh?
Oh my.
I'm not sure. I do not fully understand. What the heck? I guess that relates to us being in a virtual world, right? Our brain is tricked into believing everything is real, but it might not be. Oh! Did my pet die, actually? I didn't even know she was still alive. Holy shit. Completely forgot this was a thing. Well, rest in peace, shitty me. There's Monokuma right here. If you're interested in just read the manga, the anime is anonymously garbage even by anime outlines at this point. Yeah, I've heard the same thing from other people too. Death by excrement, dead at the very end, such despair. The moment you discover that the truth was a lie, our hope will disappear. Alright, 1B. We've been in this room before. Right? 1B. Wow, it's all messed up now. It got a, like, 2001 Space Odyssey What's it called? It's not called monument. It's called obelisk, I think, in the film. It's got a huge obelisk right there. Oh, let's investigate. Is this floating? It's impossible. There's no